I'm not somebody who's really into the ratchet love stories, but sometimes you really can't help but be involved in them. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a power grip primer from ELF. Buenas noches.
I'm just trying to be doing what I gotta do, what I gotta do. You won't take that out. Just sitting on some words.
It's your favorite and God's favorite panda. Panda on panda. Panda. Good evening and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Panda on Panda is your favorite and God's favorites. Now, why you have to fall like that? It's your girl Panda. So today I'm going to be doing a quick chit chat and get ready with me. And this is a story time actually. So it's not really a chit chat, it's a story time. And basically this is a story time from a couple of years ago because those are the only ones I feel comfortable sharing. And yeah, I'm just gonna make sure that there's some time and space between my story times so that way I don't get doxxed. And yeah, while I'm doing that, I'm just going to be putting a little bit of makeup on to bring my skin to life so that I can go out. And yeah, that's what we're doing. And so this story time is going to be about the time where my ex wanted to get back with me, but then I found out that he had a baby on the way. I'm not somebody who's really into the ratchet love stories, but sometimes you really can't help but be involved in them. Okay, so I'm gonna start with a power grip primer from ELF. I'm gonna start with that, and that usually
Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob! SpongeBob, careful!
set in. Face. If you use too much, you will go through a bottle relatively very quickly, so don't use too much. Okay, so this came at a time where I was already out of college. So this is a love story of mine, but I was already out of college. Okay, already fully grown and stuff like that. And I had also been dating a guy who's like 4 years older than me and stuff. So he was 4 years older than me, but he didn't have like a college degree, but he had like everything that people who had college degrees had. Like, he was just more established than me. He had more money, more recognition. He was very much big in the city and stuff like that. So when I met him, he was just way more established than me, but like didn't have a degree. Didn't have a degree at all. He just worked himself from like the ground up, and people just recognized him. Now, he was in school, he just didn't finish his degree. And shout out to him, he just graduated recently. But okay, so I wanted to drop this story because this is somebody who I'm actually still cool with, but is now an ex. So I was like literally somebody who, when I was younger, like I was like somebody who was like, we're either in a relationship or we're not type of person. Like, I'm very black and white. I think I still am that way and stuff. But when I met him like he was fresh out of a relationship, and I was just young, you know, just young. He was fresh out of a relationship and I was just young, and he had like okay, so when we first met, he was like super romantic towards me and stuff like that, but like you could tell that he like just had a lot of stuff going on and stuff like that and whatnot. But even so, I feel like, you know, we connected really early on, and he was like, yeah, I just got out of a relationship, but I still want to try something with you. I'm like, okay, cool, we can try it. A couple weeks into trying it, I think he realized that he just wasn't ready to be back in a relationship anymore, and he was like, you know what, can we, maybe it was more than a couple weeks, could have been a couple months, but I don't know, guys, it was such a long time ago. But the point is that he was like, oh, I don't think I'm ready to be in a relationship quite yet, but I still want to continue dating you, and then I feel like I'll eventually get there and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. But if you're not ready for a relationship, like, my mom always taught me that if a man says he's not ready for a relationship, I hear he's not ready for a relationship with you. But I think that in this point in time, in this specific situation, he probably just really wasn't ready. But I was too young to really understand that. And honestly, I didn't care. And honestly, if you want to be in a relationship and somebody doesn't want to be in a relationship, you are not entitled to care about them not wanting to be in a relationship. Like, if that person doesn't want the same thing, you are entitled to move on and find somebody who does want the same thing and stuff like that. And that's what I told him I was going to do. And it wasn't like a threat. It was like, oh, I will continue seeing you and continue dating you, but we can just make it where you could do your thing and I can do my thing, but we prioritize each other. And he agreed to that. Actually, he was the one that said that we should prioritize each other. Make a note of that. He was like, I don't want another man above me, and I won't put another woman above you. So obviously that didn't work out, and that was turmoil, but that's another story for another day and stuff. We went back and forth and stuff, and eventually we hurt each other's feelings and stuff like that. I felt like he was giving too much energy to people he said that he didn't care about, and he felt like I had been dating more interesting men and that he couldn't compete. But none of us knew it at that time. That's just how we were secretly feeling. We had this conversation later on, and that's how I figured out what he was feeling, and that's how he figured out what I was feeling. But basically, this girl came around when we were broken up and stuff, and he started dating her, and then he started dating both of us. And okay, skipping that. You know what? I don't even want to get into the deep details of that specific relationship, because I feel like that's a way deeper conversation. But the point is that at one point we had broken up, and I had been completely done with the situation because there was just too much back and forth. And you can't say then be mad at me for exploring and stuff like that, and then you can't say that you're putting me first, but I don't feel like I'm being put first. Like, those are things that I just did not feel. And he had so many complaints for me, and I'm like, well, I have a ton of complaints for you. It just wasn't working out. And I'm one of those people that if it's not working out, I am not going to hold on to it. Like, oh my God, I'm not just somebody that just keeps hanging on. But we had broken up and stuff like that, and then I had heard that he started seeing another girl, and that was fine. I'm one of those people that, like, once a person starts seeing someone else, I pretty much think that they're like done, and I'm done with you. Because it's like, why would you like start seeing someone and I'm here? Like, if you really, really like me and stuff, and you really, really love me and stuff, like you say you do and stuff, how could you see somebody else and our chapter isn't finished? So I just assumed that that man wasn't really, like, he was just lying. Like, he just didn't feel those things. And one thing about me is that if I feel that way, bro, I'm just gonna disappear. Like, I'm not gonna talk it out with you. I'm not gonna be like, yo, what is this? Da, 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 da. I'm like, I'm really not. I'm just not that type of person. Like, I'm just not gonna be that type of person. I use the LA Pro Girl concealer. I mean, not LA Pro Girl concealer. This is Coverage Foundation. Sorry, LA Coverage Foundation, and I mix two of them. I mix the coffee and the toast. So sometimes my skin is more coffee, and sometimes my skin is more toast. It just kind of depends. I think I should have used a little bit more of the darker one than the lighter one, but it's okay. It works out. And yes, I'm using one brush for everything, which doesn't really make for a very good it literally doesn't make for a good like, if you're trying to blend, but you know, we're gonna make it work. So basically, he starts dating this new girl, and I'm over it. I'm like, okay, you're exclusively dating her, and I'm not even around anymore, so it's really just you two. I'm out of this. I'm out of this. At that time, I was seeing somebody else, or entertaining someone else, I should say. Because I feel like I was still probably in love with my ex still at that time, and that's probably the reason why I just didn't take anything seriously at that time. But I was out doing my own thing, and you know, just living life. And he comes to me one day, and he never really loses contact with me and stuff like that. Like, he checks on me every now and then, but I don't think anything of it. I think he's just one of those people that, like, you know, just loves nostalgia and stuff like that, or just somebody who just doesn't always wants what he can't have. And he always struck me as somebody who is never satisfied as a person. So one day he hits me up and he's like, oh, can we talk? I just really need to talk, and I need to tell you some things and stuff like that. So he comes over and he starts telling me everything that I want to hear, y'all. My head got so big. I was like, oh, this is exactly what I wanted to hear. He was like, I'm in love with you. I've always been in love with you. It's always been you. And I just feel like I was doing all of these things because you were like dating other guys. And he was like, I just really wasn't expecting that. I was like, well, what was you expecting? Like, what was you expecting when we said we would date other people? Like, this is what I don't understand about men. Y'all play foolish,
Careful, SpongeBob.
y'all play foolish games, you win foolish prizes, period. He was like, it just looked like he was really, really into the other dudes. And I'm like, I'm allowed to be interested in multiple people if you say that that's what we're doing. But he was like, yeah, I'm not trying to trash you about that. You know, I'm just saying that that's my mindset. But I always wanted to be with you, but you just kind of seemed like you were doing multiple things. And I'm like, because you told me we could do multiple things. Like, I don't understand. Like, you told me we could do multiple things, but you never told me when you were, like, trying to get serious. Like, you just thought I was, gonna pick up on it or something like that. And he was like, no, I just felt like, you know, you was just too distracted. And she gave me all of her attention. He just started telling me all the things that she was doing. And that's how you know a man ain't no good. Because why are you telling me what another person is doing for you while you're trying to beg me back? Just doesn't make any sense. But I kind of got it as, what I summarized, what he was telling me is that she was always there. She was just simply always there, always available, always pushing herself to be in the girlfriend role and always overstepping her boundaries to be that, until eventually she was able to be that. And that works, that narrative works for a lot of girls and stuff like that, or even guys. But it just didn't work for me. Like, that's just not how I do things in my love life. Like, I'm not gonna push you to want to be my boyfriend. You should just want to be my boyfriend. I'm not gonna stalk you outside the house. She would do pop-ups and stuff, and I'm not like a pop-up type of girl. Like, that's just drama I don't know anything about. Like, I'm literally not a drama type of person. So when people put me in relationship drama, I'm like, oh, you're a drama. Like, this is a normal for you. It's not normal for me, but this is a normal for you, and you're trying to make it my normal. You're trying to make my life every bit as ghetto as yours, and I don't like that stuff. Like, I don't. I will remove myself so fast from the narrative. So fast from the narrative. But yeah, he came over because he asked to see me, and we're arguing, but we're also talking. And he's like, no, I really want to be with you and stuff like that. Just give me some time. And I'm like, okay. He's like, I'll hit you up tomorrow. I'm like, okay. Mind you, I love this man. Like, this is the time where I love this man. So him telling me that he really wants to be with me and he never wants to be with anybody else, and that, like, everything around him was for convenience, was everything I needed to hear. But I feel like that was just young me. Me now knows that I should, like, not be with a man who will get into a relationship just because it's convenient or situational and stuff like that. Like, no man who really wants you is going to get into a relationship with another woman and stuff like that. And then, like, yeah, no. But he said that he was figuring it out, and they're, like, breaking up and stuff like that. And I'm like, Okay, well, you're supposed to come over when you already broken up, not when you're halfway broken up. And I don't know if he was trying to see what my what I was going to say or something like that. Maybe he was trying to gauge if we were going to get back together or not before he broke off his thing. And that should have been another red flag.
Dummy bitch.
A man should just break it off because he doesn't want to be with that girl, not because he just wants to be with you. Yes, you should like break up with someone if you want to be with someone else, but you should also break up with them because you don't want to be with them. You feel me? And he just didn't understand that.
Right, I'm gonna say anything. I'm gonna charge.
Yeah. So cut to he leaves and stuff like that, and I can't remember whether or not we did it that night. I'm not sure. But tension was really high. Tension was really high that night. So we did something. I'm not sure what we did. But yeah, the next couple of days, I don't hear from him at all. Like, he goes ghost, and I'm like, not you screaming you love me and then going ghost. And then after a week, I'm literally like cussing him out, and I'm like, listen, I'm done with you. There's no more going back to me. I don't want to see a single flower. I don't want to see nothing. Don't bring no more flowers to my door. I'm not accepting it. I do not want to be with you anymore. He was like, I have to tell you something, but I just don't think you'll care, and I think you'll just be even more angry. And I'm like, what the hell can you have to tell me that's worse than you kind of ghosting me? Not really ghosting me, like he was around, but he wasn't really being forthcoming with the next steps and stuff, but kind of ghosting me, like legitimately, because he wasn't around and he wasn't talking about what we were supposed to be talking about, and he wasn't talking that much either. So ghosting. But yeah, so I'm like, what's tea? And he's like, she told me she was pregnant a couple weeks ago, and we've been trying to figure out if she is and stuff like that. That's why when I told you, I thought she wasn't pregnant and stuff, but then I just found out that she is solidified to be pregnant. And so I'm just trying to, y'all, he told me he was trying to convince her to have a smishmortion. I'm not going to say the word because it rhymes. I'm not going to say the word because the word is super offensive, but it rhymes with a smishmortion. When he told me that, I felt like my vision got blurry and I was going to pass out, y'all. Pass out, because one, who says that to a woman? Safe to say, I was livid. Like, y'all, I was so livid. I was not putting up with it anymore. Sorry, my camera keeps being full of storage. Like, literally my camera keeps saying, oh, full storage, manage, and so I have to delete in order to record this. These are hard times. But back to the story. Yeah, I hit her up and I'm like, listen, while you're pregnant and he's over here so that you can live a free life, he's over here telling me that he's in love with me and that we're gonna be together. I didn't know that was happening. I didn't know you guys were having kids and stuff like that, but I'm letting you know. I'm done with him for good. You can keep him. I was literally just like, you allow him to do so much that now he's got us both in some type of entanglement for no reason. And it's like, she's not the main issue, he's the main issue. But like, when I tell y'all, she would allow him to get away with so much that it literally made it unbearable to date him as well. Like, I was just flabbergasted that a man could get somebody pregnant and then tell another girl that they love them and that they want to be with them. Like, it just was flabbergasting to me. Now me and my ex are back cool because he's apologized and he seemingly has done the work. But it was really one of those things where I was just so blown away. I had never been in that situation before, and it made me feel like a villain as well. But sometimes we're just villain other people's stories, and it just is what it is. She obviously took him back immediately. She never kicked him out. She's a type of person that will like never kick him out no matter how wrongly he does her. Like, she just doesn't want him to be with me. Like, she'd be like, this is where home is, and she's gonna tolerate most things, so she is with where home is, respectfully. She gonna tolerate it, and I'm not. So that's how it ended. It was very, very embarrassing. I'm so glad that I deaded that situation, but I'm also glad that I wasn't the one that was pregnant. It seemed like a really difficult situation, and no man should ever be trying to convince a girl to have an abortion. You lay down without a condom, that's on you, Bookie. That's on you. Start family planning. Start family planning. But yeah, that's my wild story. This was so traumatic at one point in time. I'm just glad that I could talk about it. He did apologize to me a bunch of times and stuff like that, but really the apology goes to the pregnant person, I believe. But I need an apology too, truthfully. Like, it was very, very traumatizing, and it just forced me to continuously choose myself. And mind you, this man was way older than me, y'all, so it's just like one of those things where it felt like he was just taking advantage of multiple situations at one time. But I'm glad that I was smart enough to just not let him finesse me as much. That's my story time, y'all, and this is my finished look, because you know your girl is like a natural baddie. Bye guys, love you guys, bye.
Always in someone's side, so many questions why. I always it to be down with me, free to express myself. Always me and express myself. I need to be free. It's not that